YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction for you guys. Now on this podcast, this is the Ali and Fatty podcast, you guys. Look, I don't know if that's the actual name of their podcast, but I will put the link in the description to their podcast. Check them out if you haven't already. Subscribe, all that good stuff. But I want to get your reaction on this, and I'll give my 2 cents as well, because Tommy Sotomayor was on this particular episode, and he made a lot of good points, and I wanted to respond to that and also get your thoughts on it as well. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
Also, you hear Jazz saying, don't do it. That's fine. But we never say don't do it when women talk about their trepidations. We ask men to get better. We ask men to not be out here essaying women. We ask men to not be out here beating men. Imagine if we told a woman who got beat up.
You shouldn't do that.
Imagine if we told a woman.
I have to tell you not to essay a woman.
Go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead, Tommy.
I mean, you're saying that it's like
you can't even tell these women to shut the f up when you talking, because the people shut the f up when they was talking. You can't even do that. I said right here, and all that shit was being said. I said like a church lady. Did I not?
You right. My bad, sir.
And I heard stupid shit, but I didn't say that's some stupid shit. I just let the stupid shit ride until I got to where to go.
You're right.
Again,
my bad.
If you sit here and you watch, even the respect level between men and women is just different. We feel like they could slap us because we got caught cheating, and we'll say, well, I did deserve it because I got caught cheating. But do that to a woman because she got caught cheating. Slap shit at her and see what happened. See if people say, well, she deserved it because she was getting. Imagine you having a conversation with a woman and she say something disrespectful. You toss a drink in her face. See who will think that makes sense. Women get away with so much that they think it's normal. So when a person says, you picked the wrong person, we should say that to them when they get essayed by a man, since the person didn't want to listen what my point was. We should tell women that you should know better not to cheat, shouldn't you? You should know better not to lie on a man and try to take his money because he's rich, shouldn't you? It's funny how she said, well, you should know better not to essay. But these other things, she didn't say, well, they should know better not to do that too. That man worked hard for his money. You should know better than try to take it from him. Literally, men are in jail right now. If it wasn't for the fact that the justice system was a bit off, you wouldn't have this thing called the Innocence Project. You know what the Innocence Project does? Get men out of jail that were said they did something to somebody. And if it wasn't for DNA tests, there would be a ton of men just still languishing in jail.
Yeah, because it proves that women lie, that they're not perfect. It proves that they make up when they want to, that they're deceptive, that they're despicable people, some of them. There's actual proof to show that these women commit horrible crimes, they lie, they do things that are immoral. They do it all the time, but for some reason there's a band-aid placed on that. Oh, she's, you know, like, oh, she's just a woman, you know, it's okay. We can't go too hard on her. We got to give her some room to breathe, and she needs to rehabilitate herself. But a man, oh my God, just throw him to the wolves, throw him in the dungeon. He don't need rehabilitation. He don't have to have, to put things in place to help him to get better. He's a man, so he's just doomed, and he make a mistake. Oh my God, cast him out. There's nothing to help him, but all the help in the world for women who commit heinous crimes and lie, and they just get to walk away and continue to be who they are. But a man don't get no type of resources or help to get him on the right track. And then women get coddled, and they keep doing it over and over and over, while the men have to find some other way to cope and either get themselves together, or either they fall short. We see it, and I think a lot of women are in denial about this truth. But let's continue.
All it takes is a woman's accusation.
Yeah.
If a woman says you did something to her child, everybody looks at you as a bad person. Remember that rapper DeeDee Low? When we come to find out that she lied on him, well, Jazz would say that's unfortunate because nothing happened to that woman, but his career was ruined. A lot of men have had their career ruined, so it should stop being unfortunate. It should start being illegal.
I agree.
To start being that society doesn't look at a man and be like, you should choose better. Because I never say that to a woman who's trying to get child support out of a deadbeat dad. We talk about the deadbeat dad. We don't tell her she should choose better. We tell him he should take care of his kid. When she knew he wasn't taking care of kids, when she was sleeping with him. She knew he didn't have no job when she was sleeping with him. But all of a sudden, because he's now a father, he's supposed to become the greatest on earth and revert to being a dad when before this was a weed smoker and a Madden player.
I mean, it's cooking, I ain't gonna lie. And the thing about it is, this is why women get mad, because they hate the truth. A lot of these women complain about these men are not in the picture. They never was in the picture. I said this before. They're complaining about a deadbeat dad that you knew was a deadbeat dad when you got with him. He wasn't taking care of the 3-4 children that he already had by 3-4 baby mamas. But you thought you was going to be the 5th baby mama, and somehow your vagina is going to be special, and he's going to do something different, and he's going to, pull the red carpet out for you, and he's going to marry you, commit to you, show up on all these other baby mamas because you the best. And then when that doesn't happen, he resort to the behavior that he's been having for years. Oh, you're shocked. Oh my God, he walked away from the family, and oh my God, these men are deadbeats. You knew he was a deadbeat. You thought you could change him. You thought you could make him into something that he never was. And when it doesn't happen, oh, you act like you're so shocked and appalled. And now you're complaining about all these ain't this and this and that. When you knew this particular one wasn't it, but you went along with the program, thought you could change him. And when he showed up the way he been showing up, you upset and mad. Now you mad at all men, and now all men ain't shit. And now you mad at the world, and just men are just ain't shit in general. Well, no, that ain't the case for all men. It's the men you keep picking. It's the men you keep thinking you could change. And then you have women out here complaining about they don't want to build a boo, but y'all don't be trying to, y'all accept these men where they are. What makes you think a deadbeat father is going to turn around and be a marriage-minded provider for you and your child when he hasn't been a provider for all his other kids? He not going to miraculously just turn around and be something that you, because you want him to be that. That's not in his nature at the moment. That's not what he's choosing to do. So you can't force it. But then y'all don't blame yourself for picking this guy and knowing he is what he is because you thought he was cute and you wanted to be with him and you thought that was enough. But then you want to, make it seem like, oh, these men just walk away. Oh, no, every man is not walking away from his responsibility. Every man is not like the man that you keep choosing. So that's what y'all got to keep in mind. Let's continue.
So we should be able to say to this woman, you a weed smoker and Madden player. You are at fault, not him. He doing what he was doing.
Well, here's the thing, Tommy, if I may, that you're talking about taking preventative measures to avoid certain outcomes, right? So you're saying like you knew he was already a smoker, a deadbeat, not taking care of his kids, but you still lay down with him.
No, I said we never use that as the excuse for the woman. We say the man should, at that point, no matter what he was doing prior, he should become a good man now that he's a father.
So what I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is when we were specifically talking about Shannon Sharpe, that girl is dead wrong for doing what she did, but there are preventative things that Shannon Sharpe could have done to avoid the situation.
Like what?
It applies. Maybe not deal. You know this girl is an OnlyFans model. You know this girl is.
Ma'am, I got cheated on by a woman who was a professional.
I understand. Can I finish, sir? Can I finish?
The woman who was just caught on TV hugged up with the CEO. Was she a?
Okay.
Was she the OnlyFans model?
I don't think. Here. Okay, so
just
now we're jumping around.
To act like this. Oh well, if it's
now
OnlyFans, all would not be an OnlyFans model, and that's a good choice.
So what he's saying is, it doesn't matter if you see the red flags that the woman, using Shannon Sharpe. Okay, yeah, you know that this woman is OnlyFans model. She's on the young side. She might try to pull something. I get that, but at the same time, Tommy is saying, hey, it doesn't matter. It could be a woman that's a CEO of a company. She's not on OnlyFans. How are you supposed to gauge that? How are you supposed to gauge who's going to do what? So there could be red flags that you should pay attention to, but then there could not be red flags that you just aren't a privy to seeing. And how do you gauge which woman is going to pull some crap like this? So I think on one hand, you need to be cautious of who you're dealing with. But on the other hand, I also can see how you could be with somebody who doesn't give you these red flags and then they still pull the carpet from under you. You know what I mean? So it's hard for men to gauge who's gonna do what. You know what I mean? So you just have to be cautious of most women. And I think that's what men are doing. I think that's what he's trying to point out. Let's continue.
What I'm saying is this. Shannon Sharpe is a 50-something-year-old man. There is better quality women out here for him than a 19, 20-something-year-old OnlyFans
One second,
model
That's not
that's
the-
looking
one second,
for a
Ollie.
come up. He could have taken preventative measures to avoid the situation. She's dead wrong.
That's
She
not his
should be
point.
condemned. She should be dragged.
Right.
Jess, that's not. Jess,
We
one
are-
second. Let's repeat down. That's not his point, Jess. You can
I don't
address
see
the point.
how. I don't
No, Jess.
understand how
No, Jess.
self-accountability is
After a
wrong.
man
No,
says
Jess,
that's
that's
not
not
his
the
point,
point.
she will
His
still
point
keep
is
going.
simple. There's a 49-year-old career woman making millions of dollars being the head of HR for a multi-billion-dollar company, and she was cheating on her husband. She has no character. So even if you go to the old rat, you go to the OnlyFans model, you go to the professor, you go
They're
to
all
the
doing the
scholar,
same
you go
thing.
to the career woman. This woman, you can't identify them because there's nothing that you can look at that woman that says this woman cheats on her husband with the CEO. Like there's nothing we have
And
it.
we're chameleons.
Is this how you feel about women in
Said it.
general?
Women
No,
are
no, no.
chameleons.
Hey,
Jazz.
Jazz, to be consistent, hey, Tommy, just real quick, to be consistent, when can a man sue a woman for taking advantage of him and taking him for all he has using sex?
Wait, what? What's the question?
When can a man sue a woman for taking advantage of him using sex?
When can a man sue a woman for taking advantage of him by using sex?
Yeah, what give me the sex? When can a man sue a woman for doing the same thing, taking advantage of him using sex?
Yeah, she had sex
When
with
you
me.
say using sex, what do you mean?
She
What?
had sex with me and then didn't want to have nothing else to do with me, and I'm going to sue her because
I'ma
she
sue
used
her.
me sexually.
Yeah, when can a man do that?
Wait. So you meaning like consensual sex
No,
happened?
you said
It doesn't happen because it's not looked at the same. Men aren't looked at as if a woman could take advantage of them. That's the real point. This is why it's a joke a lot of times when men do claim that they're being abused by a woman, because it's a laughing matter. Like, how can a woman abuse you? As if women can't hit and hurt you. Same thing when it comes to sex, because men are known, they look at men as men, you want sex, and a woman cannot take advantage of you in that way. So it would be laughable for a man to sue a woman who he claims just used him for sex and then walked away or took advantage of him in some way. That would be a laughable matter. So most men aren't suing women behind that because they know it would be laughable, to most. Like, wait a minute, she took advantage of you in a sexual way? Come on now. A man can take advantage of a woman, but a woman can't take advantage of him. You see what I'm saying? That's the narrative that's always pushed. Let's continue.
you said she's the only. Hold on, man. You said
I'm so dumb.
So she's the
just
only fan.
Speak
She's
to
the
me
only.
like the dumbass I am.
She's the OnlyFans
Hey,
model.
hey,
right?
Jess, don't do that. Jess, don't do that to yourself, please. We asked you before. Don't do
She's
that.
an OnlyFans model that used sex to get in good position with Shannon Sharp, and they had a consensual relationship.
Okay.
As soon as it didn't go her way, she wanted him to pay for both butt cheeks, and then she sued him to settle outside of court for it. So when can a man do the same thing when a woman uses sex and tries to take advantage of a man and get him for all he has?
It never happens.
If she is doing that, he should do it immediately. He
So
should.
name
Yeah,
the time
right
that
back.
a man sued a woman for that, or could
Give an
sue her.
I
example.
don't know any times. Are men doing that?
That's the point. They can't.
But that's not a woman's fault that y'all not doing that to women. Y'all, if y'all are getting taken advantage of like that, you should actually, like a woman will hold you accountable. Hold that woman accountable.
Y'all
That's
be
not
the
a
first
woman's
one to
fault.
call a man. Y'all be the first one to do what Little Black Book did, which is call a man soft if he
Yep.
does it.
No,
If a
I
man-
don't think a man is soft. I think that's you being
I
responsible.
know you are personalizing it.
I think
Ma'am,
that's. I think
let me
you're
tell you what I
advocating
don't
for
do.
yourself.
I
You're
don't.
making
I
things
don't
up.
abuse children.
What are you
But I
talking
also
about?
know that people who abuse children exist.
Right.
So I don't live in this world. I don't live in this world where I think because I don't do it, it doesn't exist.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
sweetie, I'm not saying
No,
it
no.
doesn't exist. What I'm saying is that if men, you're asking me this question as if it's my fault these
No,
men are not suing
No.
these women.
So
that take
Jazz,
advantage of them.
Jazz,
do you want me to say?
If I was paying a woman for sex, not you, and she
Uh-huh.
got mad at me and she hit me, and when I was leaving the house, can I sue her for $50 million?
Yes, if she has it, yes.
Let
Why
me.
can't you? Suing somebody isn't gender
So-
specific.
Yeah, but it's not perceived the same. It's not looked at as the same. It's not going to get the same outcry, the same sympathy. People are going to look at it as it's cap, it's bullshit because it's a man. The same way they look at men hitting a woman versus women hitting a man. When a man hits a woman, it's an outcry. Oh my gosh, she's abused, she's tortured. he needs to be put under the jail. But when women hit men, it's not looked at in the same light. So anytime it's a man claiming abuse or anything like that from a woman, it's a laughable matter. It's not taken with the same seriousness as when men do it to women, because you expect a man to do this to a woman. You don't expect a woman to do it to a man. So that's the difference. Let's continue.
Yes, let me get brother, because let me get brother interrupted, please, for a second, and then we go back to the people that are not talking on the open panel. Okay, go ahead, brother. I appreciate you. Go ahead. Thank you for waiting for your time.
No problem. Like I had said earlier in the previous point about when individuals, men or women, are very gynocentric or femcentric versus being like more family centric or community centered, it's not really that the goalpost is moving when you're trying to get them to acknowledge and own that women's bad behavior needs to be some type of different action going on in comparison to men's behavior. It's really that when they're referencing or being brought up the issue about women's behavior, the goalpost doesn't exist. This is why you feel like you're just pissing at the wind. Man after man after man is trying to show example after example after example of how things are happening that seems to be at the expense of men that women are getting away with. And there's no policy, there's no voting process, there's no law, there's nothing that they're really, really pushing for. And the reason why is because they're femme-centric in nature by default. They're going to look and say, well, men should have just done something different.
Right.
God should have done something different. The guy should have been better. The guy should have chosen better. He should have moved better. No, it doesn't matter how treacherous, evil, or vile or vicious the woman was. The man should have always been and did something different. If you understand that as an audience, if you recognize and identify this, you'll stop wasting your time. That's all I had to say.
He's absolutely right. And we see this happening over and over and over again. We see it happening right before our eyes. This is why accountability is so important and why we talk about it so much, because women don't seem to have any. And they're not used to having any accountability, and they're shocked when they have to have some, you know. And so it's, you know, this is why the blame is always the man. No matter what a woman does, somehow it leads back to being the fault of the man. There's no self accountability whatsoever. Women can just do whatever because they're used to being coddled. I talk about it all the time. And it always goes back to, oh, it's the man's fault. It's the man's problem. You're not accountable for your actions whatsoever, but you will hold this man fully accountable for his actions when he does something. But you, on the other hand, you get to, you know, use an excuse to downplay your actions, and they need to find ways to figure out and coddle you some more and figure out why you did what you did and try to blame it on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what people are getting tired of. This is why men don't want to deal with women, because of their inability to be accountable for their actions. You know, women like to talk about men they don't have emotional intelligence, and they're unable to love and all these other things. But a lot of these women act in the same way. But the focus shouldn't be them. Let's not focus on both parties. Let's just focus on one. Keep shifting the blame on them while we get to skate off and sail off into the sunset and be as ratchet and just ghetto as all outdoors. And then what happens is you keep repeating that cycle, thinking that it's cool, and you end up realizing that nobody wants to deal with you for real. Nobody's taking you seriously. Nobody really wants to be in your presence because they see your combative nature and your spirit and the entitlements that you have. And eventually people get tired of dealing with you. And you can't really grow in relationships because you are unable to see yourself, and you have to see yourself in order to see your faults, your mess ups, so that you can change. It's not about people not having issues. It's the fact of how you deal with them. We all have issues. We all in some way may have come from a broken home or come from situations that have caused us to be the way that we are. But the whole point of acknowledging it's there is not for sympathy, but to work on them and to get better. That's it. That's how you grow. But if you're going through stuff and you're not learning from it, and you're thinking you're still, you know, the perfect party in all of this, and you don't have any part to play, then that's going to mess you up for future relationships, whether it's intimate relationships, friendships, or whatever, because you don't have the ability to see yourself. And I notice people like that, they have a hard time with any type of relationships. You know what I mean? They don't have loving relationships with friends or family or anybody because you become entitled. You don't have any self-awareness. You don't see yourself. So any and everything that you do is always somebody else's fault. And you don't see how toxic you are You just see how toxic everyone else is. And that becomes a problem. And nobody wants to deal with people like that on a consistent basis. So listen, I'm going to leave it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Chime in. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular video. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.